Hi, I'm Stacey Hyde, and I'm back for episode 102 of Better Financial Health in 15 Minutes or Less. And today I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about Medicare, which I know is not our target audience for this, but I think it is important because a lot of people 65 and older can be overwhelmed with how do I pick the drug plan? There's so many ads out there. I've heard bad things about Medicare Advantage. I've heard good things. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Medicare Advantage in particular, you have to be very, very careful if you select Medicare Advantage because you are going to be locked into a set of doctors and hospitals. And that may be fine for some people, but if you travel a lot, maybe you've got a vacation home several hundred miles away or in a different state, you might not have any coverage when you're out of network. So that could be a big problem. Also, if you get diagnosed with a severe condition, you may not be able to see the doctors that are considered the best to see for your particular condition. Traditional Medicare and a supplement, and they are lettered A through N, we generally are big fans of Plan G supplements. You can see any doctor across the country as long as they accept Medicare. So if they accept Medicare, you can see them. And most physicians do. There are a couple of high-end enclaves around the country that don't take Medicare, but there's not many in this area that I know of. So it does make it easier to find care, particularly if you're traveling. The other thing that can be problematic is if you initially select a Medicare Advantage plan because you don't want to pay the premiums for a supplement, and then your health changes, you're not guaranteed to be able to get that supplement. So you're generally better off to go ahead and get that supplement, lock it in. We are big fans of AARP's Plan G through United Healthcare. Your only out-of-pocket cost on that, other than your premiums, are your Part B deductibles, which are in the low $200, and then everything's paid at 100%. But the reason we're recording this right now is it's Medicare open enrollment. So if you are on a Medicare Advantage plan, it is the time when you can shop, and you can change from Medicare Advantage to Medicare Advantage. But the big thing that impacts most people, particularly those on traditional Medicare, is it's time to shop your Part D or your drug coverage. The nice thing about drug coverage is you can shop it. There is no health underwriting. You're strictly looking at who is going to offer me the best combination of pharmacies that I'd like to use and which insurance company offers the best prices for the drugs that I take. So many times if all you take is a cholesterol and a blood pressure medication and everything else is fine, you can oftentimes find a Part D plan that maybe charge $12 a month and doesn't even charge you any premiums at all for those drugs. If you're taking a more expensive brand name drug like Eliquis, or you're on insulin, then it's going to be real important that you shop and find out who has the best option for you. The other thing that you may want to look at, before I move on there, Medicare.gov, so Medicar.gov, has a little tool that you can create your login. You'll just need your Medicare card, and then you'll be able to put in your drugs. And actually, if you've been on Medicare, it'll pre-populate that for you. You put in your zip code, you put which pharmacies you want to use, put in your drugs. It'll show you which ones you've done. You can add any to it, you can delete them, and then it'll actually show you who has the lowest cost. It'll show you what the plan you're currently on, what its renewal premium is, and you can see if there's any changes, and you can see if your drugs are covered by that plan. And it'll also show you the other ones. Pay attention to star ratings. I really would be a little careful about going with a plan that has less than 3 stars, but as long as they've got 3 stars or above, you're going to likely be just fine. And so you want to make sure that you've got that right. And then you can select it. They'll deduct the premiums straight from your Social Security check if you're receiving that, which is nice. You don't have to worry about a check getting lost in the mail or something along those lines. So that's a really important thing to look at. But say you've done that and some of your generic drugs, you're like, wow, I'm surprised they cost that much. Well, one other thing that we're encouraging people to take a look at is, you may have heard about Mark Cuban has this thing called Cost Plus Drugs. And he has taken a personal mission to make prescriptions more affordable. So you can go on the website, just Mark Cuban Drugs is the quickest way to get to it. And you can put in your the name of your prescription, and it'll tell you whether they have it or not. And every time I've checked, if the drug is available there, it is cheaper than people can get it even using their drug plan. And sometimes it's a pretty significant savings. So you may want to decide that I'm going to fill these prescriptions over here with my drug plan, but then I'm going to fill these prescriptions with Cost Plus Drugs. And so they have a form that you print out. I actually did this for a client earlier this week. She had a doctor's appointment. We printed out the plan. She's going to create her account online and then have her doctor fax in that list, and she's going to save quite a bit of money on her prescriptions. So look at that but this is generic drugs only. It's not any name brands. So look at Cost Plus Drugs, Mark Cuban, and then also take a look at Medicare.gov. You need to get this done. You have to get this done if you're going to make any changes to your Medicare Part D plan by December 7th. So if you've got a doctor's appointment coming up and you think that it's likely that your prescriptions are going to change, I'd wait to shop until you know what those are going to be. And then you've got to get it done by December 7th. And then also look at Cost Plus Drugs for any generics you take. But I did this. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I can't believe I listened all the way to the end, and you've got parents or grandparents who you're pretty sure they would never go online to look at this for themselves, next time you're over there, just ask them for their prescription bottle and their Medicare card and do it for them. It's so easy and won't take you 15 minutes, and you'll be the family hero, because it may save them, sometimes it saves them $300 a month. The savings can be pretty substantial. So thanks for tuning in. This has been another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 Minutes or Less. I'm Stacey Hyde.